Hi, my name is Matthew Bellisario. Welcome to the BellisarioSonic YouTube channel on the outskirts of Birmingham in the heart of the Deep South. Today I'm excited to bring you a vinyl record review, a live review. I'm going to play some of the records out of this wonderful box set sitting behind me. Eric Clapton, the Complete Reprise Studio Albums Volume 2. Limited edition box set, 10 pieces of vinyl. I'm pretty excited about this. I've had this on my list for a while, and it came up on my list that I go through. I keep certain things saved on my list, and when I see a price drop, I mean, it looks like something I can afford, I go ahead and pick it up. And so I pulled the trigger on this one, and I'm going to open this up, show you this box set, and play some of the records. It'll be too long of a video if I was to play a song off of every one of these, but I will show you all the records. Show you the entire box set, talk a little bit about Eric Clapton, who's certainly one of the most influential musicians in my life. I did a video, or a series of videos, on a lot of the influential musicians in my life. It was called Pivotal Artists, Pivotal Albums, and the first one that I actually did was Eric Clapton, because he's one of those guys, one of the first songs I can ever remember listening to as a kid on the radio, including a single that I had in my house, was Let It Rain. I think that and the Beatles were the first two that I can remember. I Want to Hold Your Hand, I think, was one of the other 45s we had. And those were the earliest records I ever remember listening to. So anyway, I'm going to open this up. I'm going to use a razor blade and try to cut this open here so that I can keep the plastic on it, and then pull this out, and we'll take a look at the records. I'll throw one on as we talk a little bit about this and let you hear it, and I'll give you my assessment on this. This is each of the albums was remastered by Bob Ludwig at Gateway Studios in Maine, and the vinyl mastering was done by Chris Bellman at Bernie Grundman Mastering in LA. So that's where these were mastered at, and these are supposed to sound really good, so I'm excited. These albums here are among my favorite, many of these, out of the Eric Clapton discography. He's got such a massive discography, and I really like that live box set that's sitting behind me. I did a review of that. If you haven't seen that, you can go back a few videos and take a look at that review where I pull out the records and play them and give you my assessment. Just an update to that, I have played multiple times now all three of the Blu-rays. They are fantastic sounding. They did a really good job of restoring the video footage and putting it in 16:9 at times, and putting different views there on those concerts. So that's a really nice set that's sitting behind me there. All right, so we're going to open this up here. I've managed to cut the wrapper off where I can pull these out and keep the hype sticker and everything else on there. So let's pull this out and take a look. This is your box, nice heavy duty box. Set that down here, and it comes in a nice slip case with all of your records here. So let's take a look and see what we get here. I'll go ahead and slide these out one at a time. I guess I'll do them. So you get Eric Clapton Reptile, and this is a 2001 album. So these are basically 2001 to 2010, I believe, these series of albums. Really nice gatefold. These are really nice, actually pretty nice sleeves. So they're pretty thick. The jackets here looks like they are in poly sleeves, so I definitely like that. What I'll do is I'll go ahead and I'll clean off this record here, and I'll put it on the RT85 with the Ortofon Blue, going through Shit Bonnie preamp into my Yamaha HS8 speakers, just for those of you who want to know what I'm playing through. And I'll wipe this off, and then I'll continue to show you the rest of the records here. And then maybe I'll play another song from another album and let you know how I think they sound. So here is the label. Kind of strange. It's just completely blank, except for the songs on there. So I don't know if that's how all those come or not. We'll take a look at the rest of the records. But I'll go ahead and spray this off, and we'll put it on and take a listen. So Eric Clapton, now 78. He will be 79 at the end of March here. So he'll have his birthday coming up. And he's been, you know, one of the cool things about Eric is he is both very original in writing his own music, but also steeped in the blues. And he's the guy that really turned me on to the blues. He's the guy that got me to start going down the blues path with Robert Johnson and Skip James and Muddy Waters and Buddy Guy, and the list goes on and on. But if it wasn't for Eric Clapton, you know, I wouldn't have been exposed to those guys. So I'm gonna go ahead and throw this on. Reptile, the first side here, and then we'll talk a little bit more about Eric, and I'll show you the rest of these albums. Next, Me and Mr. Johnson, 2004. So far, this sounds really nice. This is one of my favorite albums. I love this album. Let's take a look at this record. So this is just a different color. So kind of plain looking labels. Very nice heavy duty jackets. So far, nice flat pressing. Sounds really good. So this is the second album here. 2004 record. Sessions for Robert J, which is not released on vinyl up until this one, as far as I understand. I have the Blu-ray, and that's, or the DVD, I think I have it on, which is really cool. Them playing in the studio, Doyle Bramhall and friends. So I'm happy to have this on record. This comes with an inner sleeve, or I mean an insert. And this has a little bit different of a label on it. That was also 2004. This is 2005, Back Home. Again, these are really nice, heavy, thick jackets. I'm pretty impressed with these. This comes with different kind of sleeve. Let's take a look at both of these. So I'll probably put these in anti-static sleeves for sure. So far the record sounds pretty good. I've heard a couple of little crackles here and there, like very slight little crackle here. May need to clean it off a little better. Sounds pretty good so far. Very warm sound. This is a 2010 release, Clapton. So a variety of different labels for the records. All of them in static sleeves so far, except for Back Home. This one got a little crinkled in there. Might put that in a different sleeve. Then there's a record of rarities. So all in all, 10 pieces of vinyl, and again, very nice thick jackets. These are really, really well made. The final record, Rarities, 2001 to 2010. And again, this is a limited box set. I don't know how many. It doesn't say anywhere how many of these were made, so I have no idea. This comes with an insert. So all in all, the slip case, pretty good, thick. It's got the signature on there with a little embossed. So all in all, a very nice box set as far as how it's put together. I could have done with a book. That would have been nice to have included a little booklet with it or something. I think that would have been a nice touch. But as far as the sound goes, so far it sounds really good. I'm going to put on me and Mr. Johnson here. So I'm going to drop that on for you really quick before I let you guys go and test out another record. I'm going to put on me and Mr. Johnson. Okay. This is a really cool album. So let me pull this out. wipe this off really quickly. I'll drop it on. We'll have a quick listen. It's got a little piece of paper on it, so I'll spray it off here, like always. And again, usually I don't have any issues with new records just by spraying them off with distilled water and a cloth. So let me know what you guys do with new records. Do you guys clean them off with cleaner and everything, or do you just wipe them off with water, or what do you do? I'm always interested to know what everybody else is doing. You can always learn something from other people. So, all right, I'm gonna put on me and Mr. Johnson. Okay, put on side one. When you got a good friend. These are a little bit dirtier than most. Not dirtier, but they have like a little bit more more pieces of like little white specks on them than most of the other ones I've gotten. So I think it just depends on what pressing plant they come from. But this is definitely one of the ones that has more than normal on all the other ones that I've done lately with you guys. I usually don't have this many little particles on there. All right, let's see how this sounds. Got Billy Preston on this, Andy Fairweather Lowe, Doyle Bramhall, Nathan East, Steve Gadd, Jim Keltner. A lot of great players on this. On 2 records, 3 sides. And they did that so that they wouldn't have more than 20 minutes on a side. So you can get the best sound quality. So far, I'm pretty happy with this, so if it's something you guys might be interested in, so far so good. Again, really nice thickness on these. These are really, really well made. Thicker than normal. Yeah, this sounds pretty good. A nice, everything's well mixed. It's got some depth to it. You can hear the drums and everything resonate nicely. Guitars sound really good. His voice sounds really nice and warm. So overall, I'm pretty impressed with these box sets so far that I've gotten of Clapton. I had one comment that talking about some people in the vinyl community don't like Eric Clapton. I don't know what that's about. You know, I've watched, if you've seen 21 Bars, that's a pretty, you know, a pretty humble, in my opinion, presentation of himself in that documentary. There's not many people I think that would have put that raw of account of his life, you know. He's definitely one of those guys that I think is one of the more down-to-earth guys. That out of all the people that are living today, musicians, he's one of the few that I would love to sit down and talk to. Just a general conversation, just because he seems to be a normal person, if you will, for somebody who's had the kind of life that he's had, who's lived the kind of life that he's had, who's had the success that he's had. So, and that's, of course, my perception. So,
every time she make a spread, ooh, fat brown coat you run.
And again, I like the way that he's able to go back and forth from doing these old blues songs to writing his own songs. And I think that's something else that's pretty unique in the longevity of his career. If you go look at his discography, it's pretty impressive. So his first album came out in 1970, his first solo album. Of course, you've got his work with Cream and Blind Faith and the Yardbirds, or John Mayall's Blues Breakers. So he's definitely has an interesting discography. This sounds really nice.
Baby, you've been using that stuff. Everybody said you got a mojo. Baby, you've been using that stuff. You gotta wear trimming down. Fat brown and I mean it's most tough.
I also like his live albums in general. Just One Night, of course, the Unplugged, Crossroads 2, live in the 70s. All right, folks, I won't keep you any longer. Thanks for hanging out with me.
Little girl, since I am the king.
So I think this is a pretty good, pretty nice box set. So we'll talk to you later on. I've got more reviews coming up. Happy listening to all y'all out there. Take care.
Little girl, since I